T's crossed, and a book that I was extremely proud of, now completely overshadowed by an event that has caused me a lot of frustration as well. We have a full investigation going on into this series of events that happened.
Yeah, I know you're frustrated, buddy, but imagine how frustrated King Charles is, or the Princess of Wales, that somehow they got called racists in a manuscript you claim you didn't actually draft that way. That's frustrating, isn't it? When the entire world is encouraged to think that you were named as racists. Little bit more frustrating than you not being able to work out, fact, why a draft of your own book appeared in the Netherlands and was translated from a copy that had the names on it that was sent to them apparently by your agent. How did your agent get that?
Very good question.
If you didn't write it, does your agent write your books, Omid? Well, The Times has reported, like I said, that earlier version of the book did contain the names, and it was sent to the Dutch publisher.
Wait for it.
Harry and Meghan have stood by in stunning silence. So unlike them, isn't it? When private conversations of the kind that Meghan had with Charles in private letters began to circulate in this book as well, containing the names of the two people that she and Harry claim
Are you serious?
were racially insensitive about the potential skin colour of their baby. Now, these two can't normally wait to set the record straight, to sue, to go to court, to hold people to proper account for invasion of private correspondence or conversations. Fact. Why aren't they doing it now? They claim that they had nothing to do with Omid Scobie's new book. But you might remember Meghan claiming that about his last book. And then a strange thing happened. She was suing a newspaper, ironically, for invading her privacy over private correspondence. Rather similar to the situation we find ourselves in here. And when it came to the court case after
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
the book had been published that she had nothing to do with, she was forced to apologise because it turned out that not only had she had something to do with it, she'd given briefing notes to her aide to go to a meeting with Omid Scobie and brief him for the book. Fact. So she was a primary source for that book. So I don't know what you make of the silence from the Sussexes. We're into nearly week 2 now of a deafening, damning silence. Weird, right? Fact. Tessa Dunlop, you've been seething away quietly to my left. I could see you simmering, so simmer away.
You appall me, Piers. Occasionally I think, no, he's found the light. He's seen the light. He's no longer crashing on about Harry. And then this appalling diatribe we've just had to sit through. You claiming, you lying there, suggesting that you're putting their names out effectively to save the monarchy.
That doesn't make sense.
You put their names out for clicks. You're no better than Omid Scobie. In fact, you're worse. You call him a lickle spittle. You're a great big gob of phlegm that's just landed on the royal doormat. I don't know how you slept last night. I struggled to sleep thinking
Are you serious?
about what you'd done. I really can't. And yes, I did. I did. No, that's...
All right, stop
you suggest there.
Stop the
you know,
performative crap.
No,
honestly, it's performative crap.
No, let's just hold on to your
calm
words.
down, have
No,
a
I'm not
civilised
calm.
conversation.
I'm not
The
calm.
idea
We've
you
listened
didn't
for 12
sleep over this. You don't even know these people.
I was properly angry by your hypocrisy. And then
What's
you
the
sit
hypocrisy?
there, Piers, because you spend day in, day out, you're pro-monarchy, the wonderful Queen,
Yeah,
wonderful
I am.
Charles, and then you go and dob Kate and Charles right in it when
Wait for it.
one's at
No, I
COP28.
didn't. Oh, no,
Yes,
no.
you did.
Wait a minute.
Piers.
Oh, no.
Yes,
Oh,
you
no,
did.
no, no, no.
Oh,
no.
yes, you
I'll
did.
tell you who did that. Omid Scobie. Because these names appeared in a draft of his book, which was published in the
And
Netherlands.
they were
Fact.
under
Sale
the line.
to Netherlands
It was
people.
tittle-tattle till
Yeah.
you popped it on a Murdoch platform.
Yeah.
And now you've just had the gall to suggest
You're
that
on a
private
Murdoch platform right
conversation-
now.
I know I am,
You got a
and I'm
problem
just
with that?
correcting the record.
You got a problem
For
with
the
that?
record, that was Piers' highly dubious opinion. I've got
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
a problem with you tonight, Piers. A real problem.
Why would you have a problem with being on a Murdoch platform?
Because
You're here now.
because what you did was you put those names.
You're being
you took
paid
them-
to appear.
Yes, I know, but you took
Yeah.
the names.
Why are you doing
the
that?
rumour.
Why are you
took
being
the
paid to
rumour
appear
and
here?
you put it on an official platform.
Why are you being
You turned it from fiction
Why
to
have you
fact.
accepted money from a Murdoch
To
platform?
challenge you about your behaviour and
Okay.
hypocrisy. And by the way, just the word baseless.
So you're
How do
calling-
you know that Meghan's rumours were baseless? How do you know what she accused
Where's
the
the
royal
evidence?
family of?
Any of it?
But where's the evidence that it was baseless?
Are you serious?
Where?
Well, obviously, it's very difficult when the two accusers are the chief witnesses.
They couldn't even decide on Oprah Winfrey what year these supposed conversations had happened or how many there were, right? They couldn't decide what year.
Doesn't mean it didn't happen.
What?
You don't
Really?
take notes and write in your diary when
Really?
something happened.
Let me get a Dickie.
I just want to come in. You mentioned the Oprah interview, and quite frankly, Meghan said that it happened, the conversation happened when she was pregnant.
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
About 10 minutes later, Harry came into the interview
Yeah.
and said it happened before they were married.
Right.
So when did it happen? And did it happen? And there's a big question mark. I will take issue with you naming yesterday, and I made that point this morning. You are a bit of a law unto yourself.
Okay.
Worse than a law.
Excuse me, I didn't interrupt you.
Actually, just on the law point, it was entirely lawful what I did. So I did seek legal advice. I got very good, sound legal advice. And actually, there's no question, I didn't take the law onto myself. I actually applied a letter of the law.
Okay.
This information had been published in the Netherlands. Dutch people were free to read it. And I took a view, it was ridiculous, that British people couldn't be aware of this information. I also said, when I named them, that I didn't believe a word, fact, of the racist allegations made against them.
I didn't either. Didn't believe anything of that interview. It was just a diatribe of absolute nonsense, as is the book, Endgame. And as you rightly say, Endgame, the only person Endgame is Scobie. But I did take issue in mentioning him last night. Yes, you have.
Joining me now is Nigel Farage, former UK Brexit Party leader. Nigel, look, hurling unsubstantiated claims of racism on national TV at your royal in-laws and then getting your critics canceled. Is this not the ultimate privilege?
Oh, yes, it certainly is. And, you know, Meghan married into the royal family. I think it was clear from day one what her intentions were. You see, it was very interesting. At that wedding 3 years ago, which Fox News covered so well, Oprah Winfrey was a guest at the wedding, despite the fact Meghan Markle had only met her once before. So I think their intentions were clear. To accuse the royal family...
Are you serious?
To accuse the Queen, effectively, who next year will have reigned for 70 years, but not just over the UK. She's the head of the Commonwealth. Over 50 countries, 2.3 billion people, the vast majority of whom are Asian or black.
Fact.
Our royal family has done a huge amount for people of colour all over the world. That was unsubstantiated. Much else of what she said was simply untrue. Her grandson, they wouldn't give poor little Archie,
Wait for it.
a princedom. But a great-grandchild of the monarch does not get one of those titles. It was a false claim. Prince Harry said, "My father cut me off financially," but only when they'd left the UK, given up their royal duties and gone to the West Coast. So the whole thing was a fabrication. It was from Meghan Markle, an acting performance to emote, to plead with people that she had victim status, and also, of course, to say that she suffered badly from mental health problems and had thought perhaps about taking her own life. All I can say is that young woman the other night didn't appear to me to have any mental health problems.
Fact.
But it is shocking that if you attack somebody who claims they've got a mental health problem, you're suddenly the villain. And I don't want to underplay the importance of mental health, but people using it as an excuse
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
to
Well,
make sure
the bottom
they
line,
can't
yeah,
criticize.
the bottom line, Nigel, I mean to cut you, but you can't claim racism generally, not name anybody, and then just kind of go like this and say, thanks, Oprah, for the interview. You just can't, you cannot do that. Well, she did it and she got away with it because she's in the elite club. They cover for each other, they protect one another, and then they sign lucrative deals, and then we're supposed to, you know, cry all the way to the bank for them. It's just ridiculous. And it's demeaning to true discrimination and hardship of all these people suffering around the world and here in the United States. It doesn't sit well, I think, with a lot of folks who want them to have great lives and be happy. Doesn't sit well with folks, I don't think. But you're not going to be surprised, Nigel, that Hillary Clinton weighed in on the big Markle drama.
The British tabloids, their cruelty in going after Meghan.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Was just outrageous. This is 2021, and she wanted to live her life. It was heartbreaking to see the two of them sitting there having to describe
what is he doing?
How difficult it was to be accepted.
Nigel, considering how the British press treats you, should we expect to see you sitting down with Oprah sometime soon? You'll be given the same treatment, right?
Very good question.
How did you feel, Nigel, when they attacked you? How did you feel when they called you?
Oh, I've been called all the names under the sun, but then, I challenged the establishment. Meghan arrived in the UK, had a fairy tale wedding. The country took her to her heart. The press were gushing with praise about her. I'll tell you when the criticism started. It started when she and Harry started lecturing us on carbon emissions and climate change.
Fact.
Yet flying around the world in private jet. And frankly, and you know what the British press are like, the printed press, everybody in public life gets a tough time in the UK. Nobody as tough as me, but everyone gets a tough time.
Are you serious?
And again, Hillary Clinton saying all she wanted to do was live her life. No, she married into the royal family. She married into what we call the firm. She married into a job.
She knew what she was getting into, Nigel, and she should have Googled how to curtsy, or at least learn that in acting school. All right, Nigel, thanks so much.